The 400-meter hurdles final in Tokyo wasn't just a race. It was a moment that redefined what human speed and endurance could be. In under a minute, 3 world records fell, and the world watched in disbelief. At the center of it all stood 3 titans, Karsten Warholm, Rai Benjamin, and Alison dos Santos, locked in a rivalry that changed track and field forever. In a race that many now call the greatest in track and field history, Norway's Karsten Warholm tore through the finish line in 45.94 seconds, obliterating his own world record. To the untrained eye, it was a spectacular win. But for those who know the sport, it was a redefining moment. Warholm didn't just win a race. He redefined what humans are capable of. Just a stride behind him, Rai Benjamin of the United States clocked a jaw-dropping 46.17, breaking the American record and coming closer to the world mark than anyone had ever done before. And Brazil's Alison dos Santos, the underdog in this trio, finished third with 46.72, a time that would have been a world record in any era before Warholm. All 3 men broke barriers that once seemed untouchable. The top 6 athletes in the race either set national records or personal bests. But what made this showdown so extraordinary wasn't just the times, it was the intensity, the rivalry, and the respect among these 3 titans. Let's rewind. Before this historic showdown in Tokyo, the world had already started paying attention to Warholm, Benjamin, and dos Santos. Kevin Young's 46.78-second world record from the 1992 Olympics had stood untouched for nearly 30 years. People said it might never fall. But in 2021, the 3 fastest men in history decided otherwise. Warholm had already given a warning shot by running a 46.70 just weeks before Tokyo, breaking Young's record and setting the stage for something bigger. In Tokyo, he didn't just go bigger, he exploded. Warholm led the race from the start. Positioned in lane 6, just 1 lane outside of Benjamin, he blasted off the blocks with his trademark aggression. Benjamin, known for his relentless closing speed, began closing in around the 250-meter mark. With every hurdle, the tension built, and as they entered the home stretch, they were neck and neck, pushing each other into territory no one had ever ventured. Then came hurdle 10. Benjamin clipped his stride just slightly, barely noticeable to the casual viewer, but enough for Warholm to surge ahead. That slight bobble, that tiny moment, was the crack Warholm needed. He crossed the line in 45.94. Benjamin followed in 46.17. Dos Santos wasn't far behind in 46.72. 3 men, 3 of the fastest times ever recorded, in one race. But this wasn't just about breaking records. It was about rewriting what competition means. You'd think such an intense rivalry might breed animosity. After all, they've now shared multiple podiums together. Benjamin and Warholm have swapped gold and silver. Dos Santos has earned consistent bronze finishes at both the Olympics and World Championships. But there's no beef here, only mutual respect. "This is not the UFC," Benjamin said when asked about the rivalry. "We're not fighting each other. What's the point of unnecessary beef?" Dos Santos echoed the sentiment. "We're old enough to mind our own business. Once we get to the call room, we're just like, good luck, and then we race." That sportsmanship only adds to the drama, because when they line up, none of them hold back. They're competitors first, but they're also fans of the sport and of each other. This trio has become the backbone of modern 400-meter hurdles. Since 2021, they've posted the 18 fastest times in the event's history. Warholm holds the world record and is a 3-time world champion. Benjamin is the reigning Olympic champion from Paris 2024 and has dominated U.S. nationals. Dos Santos claimed the 2022 world title in Oregon, delivering a 46.29 that was, at the time, the 3rd fastest performance ever. Their back-and-forth battles aren't limited to championships. The Diamond League circuit has become their playground. At the Oslo Diamond League in 2025, Warholm set a new world best in the rarely run 300-meter hurdles, clocking 32.67. Benjamin and Dos Santos were right behind him with personal bests of 33.22 and 33.38 respectively, and they met again just days later at the Stockholm Diamond League. This wasn't just sport. It was high drama. Fans weren't just tuning in to see who would win, they wanted to see who would push the limit this time, who would edge closer to breaking the impossible again. Each race is now a history lesson in real time. Their rivalry has made every appearance must-watch TV, and it's elevated the 400-meter hurdles from a specialists event to a marquee draw. Broadcasters, analysts, and fans know that when Warholm, Benjamin, and dos Santos line up, something spectacular is about to happen. And while their times are historic, what they're doing for the sport is even more valuable. They've pushed each other to new heights. Kevin Young's record once seemed otherworldly. Now 3 athletes have surpassed it multiple times. Benjamin alone owns 5 of the top 10 times ever run. Warholm has 3. Dos Santos has 2. That's dominance. But it's also collaboration, even if unspoken. Without each other, none of them might have reached these heights. It's rivalry, yes, but it's also synergy. Even younger athletes are watching closely, learning from their consistency, their discipline, their ability to peak when it matters most. The 400-meter hurdles is now one of the most competitive and thrilling events in athletics, and this trio is the reason why. Their legacy isn't just about medals, it's about impact. They've also shown what it means to carry the pressure of being at the top. Every appearance comes with enormous expectation, yet they continue to deliver again and again. It's not just physical strength, it's mental resilience. To race knowing the world is watching, expecting records, and still perform at that level, that's something very few athletes can do. The support structures behind these athletes also deserve mention. From coaches and physiotherapists to nutritionists and mental health professionals, each runner is part of a finely tuned machine. Their success is personal, but also collective, and that holistic support model is now being studied by federations around the world looking to replicate this formula. This rivalry has also had a ripple effect on global athletics. It's brought renewed attention to hurdles events, spurred youth enrollment in track programs, and increased funding and resources for national federations. The global rise in interest has sparked new rivalries in junior ranks, and fans now follow 400-meter hurdles with the same intensity once reserved only for 100-meter sprints. Social media has played a major role too. Highlights of their races trend instantly. Athletes and fans engage in real time, and young sprinters around the globe share videos trying to mimic Warholm's technique, Benjamin's composure, or dos Santos's relentless stride. They've even become cultural icons beyond the sport. Endorsements, documentaries, and interviews have brought their personalities into homes worldwide. Warholm's fiery intensity, Benjamin's calm confidence, and dos Santos's charismatic energy offer a trio of contrasts that appeal to fans across generations and continents.
Dos Santos, the champion from 22, needs to pay attention here. Benjamin easing up. Benjamin from Dos Santos, and Hamida and Clark throw themselves.
And what's next? The 2025 World Championships in Tokyo just added a new chapter to their rivalry. Rai Benjamin claimed the gold medal with a 46.52 finish, reaffirming his dominance on the biggest stage. Alison dos Santos secured silver with 46.84, continuing his consistent presence on the podium. Surprisingly, Karsten Warholm, the world record holder, finished 5th with 47.58, a reminder of how unforgiving and competitive the event has become. With that race in the books, attention now turns to 2026. Will Warholm stage a comeback and defend his legacy? Can Benjamin push the world record even further? Will dos Santos finally climb to the top step of the podium in a global final? This rivalry isn't over. It's just evolving. Each year brings new stakes, new showdowns, and new reasons to believe we haven't seen the fastest 400-meter hurdles race yet. One rivalry, 3 stars, 18 record-breaking performances, and history still being written.
Off they go!
Tia Clayton walked into Doha as a promising young sprinter, but what she did next left the entire stadium stunned. One race, one breathtaking moment, and suddenly, everyone in track and field was asking the same question. How did she just do that? Tia's rise didn't happen overnight. She's part of Jamaica's next generation of sprinters, but her journey began years before she made headlines. From her early days at Edwin Allen High School, where she trained under renowned coach Michael Dyke, Tia showed exceptional promise. Alongside her twin sister Tina, she dominated junior competitions, setting relay records and earning medals at Global Youth Championships. Their performances at the World U20 Championships and Carifta Games set the stage for something bigger. In 2021, Tia was part of the Jamaican women's 4x100 meters relay team that won gold at the World Athletics U20 Championships in Nairobi, Kenya. That quartet set a World U20 record of 42.94 seconds. These moments weren't just milestones, they were proof that Tia had both the talent and experience to one day take on the senior level. The leap from junior to senior level is where many young athletes struggle. The races are faster, the pressure is heavier, and the margins for error are razor thin. For Tia, the transition wasn't seamless. She faced injuries, inconsistent performances, and the challenge of redefining herself among elite athletes. But rather than break, she adapted. She focused on refining her mechanics, improving her strength, and building the mental toughness needed for senior competition. Her breakthrough came at the Jamaican National Championships in 2024. Lining up against more experienced athletes, Tia clocked a personal best of 10.86 seconds in the 100 meters. It was a defining moment, not just because of the time, but because of what it represented. She had stepped out of her sister's shadow and into the spotlight on her own terms. That performance qualified her for the 2024 Olympic Games in Paris, where she represented Jamaica in the 100 meters. Though she didn't medal, her presence in the final as the youngest in the field was historic. It marked a changing of the guard, a moment when Jamaica's sprint future collided with its decorated past. At the Olympics, Tia held her own among global stars. She advanced through the rounds with maturity and composure, eventually finishing 7th in the final. While the headlines focused on veterans, analysts noted her performance as one of the most promising for Jamaica's future. She gained invaluable experience under the highest pressure, an experience few athletes get before the age of 20. The momentum didn't stop there. In 2025, she returned stronger, faster, and more focused. At the Doha Diamond League meet, Tia Clayton exploded out of lane 3 to clock a world-leading 10.92 seconds in the women's 100 meters, her most dominant performance yet. Her twin sister Tina followed closely, finishing second with a time of 11.02 seconds, making it a 1-2 finish for the Clayton twins. The race also featured sprint legend Shelly Ann Fraser-Pryce. Despite a powerful closing surge, Fraser-Pryce narrowly missed the podium, finishing 4th in 11.05 seconds. Great Britain's Amy Hunt edged her out for 3rd with a personal best of 11.03. The Doha win not only solidified Tia's rise, but underscored the generational shift taking place in Jamaican sprinting as young athletes like the Claytons began to take center stage alongside their veteran teammates. It was a statement race on a global stage, confirming Tia wasn't just a rising star, she had officially arrived. What's driving Tia's meteoric rise? It's a combination of genetics, culture, and relentless discipline. Jamaica has long been a sprinting powerhouse, but what sets athletes like Tia apart is the system they grow up in. From youth development programs to elite high school coaching, the island nation invests heavily in sprinting from a young age. Tia's path through Edwin Allen High, known for producing world-class talent, was no coincidence. Coach Michael Dyke, who has developed multiple Olympic and World Championship athletes, played a key role in shaping Tia's early form. His training philosophy emphasizes technical excellence, sprint mechanics, and mental resilience. Under his guidance, Tia mastered the fundamentals and built the consistency required to perform at elite levels. She benefited from a structure that emphasizes technique, strength, and mental toughness. Athletes like her are conditioned early to understand the importance of consistency, work ethic, and recovery. That foundation becomes even more critical when facing the pressure of global stages. Another key element of Tia's development is her fierce competitiveness. The sibling rivalry with her twin sister Tina has fueled both of them to push harder. They train together, race each other, and hold one another accountable. It's a dynamic that breeds excellence, and it's worked. What makes Tia especially dangerous on the track is her explosive start and top-end speed. Her reaction time off the blocks is elite, and she's learned how to maintain form under fatigue, two qualities that separate medalists from the rest of the pack. Her Doha victory showed both in action. She led from the gun and never looked back. But Tia's journey is more than just fast times. It's about evolution. The way she rebounded after setbacks in 2023, recalibrated her training, and improved mentally is what truly defines her rise. Her story isn't just about talent, it's about transformation through perseverance. Her training has become more tailored as she matures. Sprint-specific strength work, flexibility training, and recovery protocols like physiotherapy and hydrotherapy are now part of her weekly routine. These details matter at the highest level, where tenths of a second make all the difference. As her name gains recognition on the global circuit, she's also becoming a role model for the next wave of Jamaican sprinters. Young athletes look up to her not just because of her speed, but because of her discipline and humility. She often speaks about the importance of staying grounded and remembering where she came from, values instilled in her by family and coaches. Looking at the broader picture, Tia represents the future of Jamaican sprinting, with legends like Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price and Elaine Thompson-Herah nearing the ends of their careers. The question has been, who's next? Tia's performances are quickly answering that, and while she's still young, the expectations are already high. Every race she runs is dissected by fans, coaches, and analysts. But she's handling the pressure like a seasoned pro. Whether it's a national meet or an international final, she shows up composed, focused, and ready. Tia's story also reflects something bigger, how Jamaica continues to produce sprint stars generation after generation. It's not luck, it's a culture. From school championships to community support, sprinting is in Jamaica's DNA. Tia is simply the latest chapter in that legacy, but she's writing it in bold. In 2025, her schedule is packed with Diamond League meets, national trials, and preparation for the World Championships. With every race, she's gaining experience, sharpening her race IQ, and closing the gap between potential and podiums. The scary part? She's still improving. As she looks ahead, all eyes are on her to anchor Jamaica's next sprint dynasty. And based on everything she's shown so far, she's not just ready for that role, she's built for it. Tia Clayton didn't just show up to compete, she showed up to dominate. From training tracks in Jamaica to stadiums packed with the world's best, she's making her mark, one race at a time. And if her recent performances are any sign, she's only just getting started.
Look out and watch running for track Houston in lane 7, Dylan Mitchell. And Mitchell with a fantastic start. Excellent drive phase.
This 14-year-old just ran faster than Olympic champions did in high school, and almost nobody even noticed. His name is Dylan Mitchell. He's a freshman at C.E. King High School in Houston, and on one crazy weekend in March 2025, he did something that left even Olympic champions speechless. You know Usain Bolt? The fastest man ever? He ran 9.58 seconds in the 100 meters back in 2009. He was 22 years old when he set that record. Now, Dylan Mitchell isn't quite there yet. But here's the thing that's blowing everyone's mind. He just ran 10.07 seconds at 14 years old, as a freshman in high school. To put that in perspective, most high school seniors can't even break 11 seconds, and this kid is doing it before he can even get his driver's license. It all started on March 7th. Dylan showed up to a track meet and ran the 100 meters in 10.35 seconds. That's a national freshman record. The very next day, he came back and ran even faster. This time, 10.29 seconds. 2 national records in 2 days. But wait, it gets better. Just a couple weeks later, he dropped it down to 10.07. That's when people really started paying attention. Dylan himself couldn't believe what was happening. He told reporters, "It was a very eventful weekend. Saturday was one of my best days ever. My hard work helped me get the recognition. The Lord blessed me and He delivered. I felt like I deserved it because I had put the work in, but I did not see this coming. It was all a blessing." Before that weekend, his best time was 10.45 seconds. That's already really fast for a freshman, but to drop almost half a second in just a few weeks, that's crazy. After Dylan ran that 10.29, college football coaches went absolutely nuts. And we're not talking about small schools. We're talking about the biggest programs in the country. Dylan explained what happened next. He said, "I got 10 offers in about 90 minutes. Going into the weekend, I had offers from Texas State, Arkansas, Sacramento State, and UIW. After I ran Saturday, Houston offered first. Right after that, Texas Tech offered. Think about that. 10 scholarship offers in 90 minutes. That might be faster than his 100-meter time. The offers kept rolling in while he was just trying to drive home. SMU offered, then Florida, then Grambling, then Georgia. Baylor jumped in. Ole Miss called. Texas A&M reached out. Marshall wanted him too. Dylan said, offers kept coming in as we drove home. It was crazy. It all happened so fast. Before that weekend, only 4 schools had offered him scholarships. Arkansas was actually the first big program to offer him back in January. They saw something special before everyone else did. But after those record-breaking runs, suddenly every major college program wanted this kid on their team.